Welcome to the Compressor Guru. I have no idea what we're doing in this episode today, so now here's the Compressor Guru.
Stay tuned to the very end of this video. We have an editorial comment from the camera wife. God bless. Hi folks. So we are just going to talk about a couple little things that mean huge results. You know, there's a saying on a show I watched recently.
Details matter.
And they do. So this is a high pressure, I think it's high pressure. This is a valve plate for an Ingersoll Rand. So if you look at all these holes here, most of these holes look pretty good. These are the surfaces the valve fingers seal against. This one, despite the fact it looks like it's almost good enough to seal, it's not. So when you're doing a tear down and evaluation of a machine, you gotta take the valve parts off. Now if you're worried that you're not going to remember how to put them back together, take them off, inspect them, spin them back together. So folks, details matter. This is a detail, and more than a handful of times I've sent somebody a rebuild kit for, you know, this is for a 2475 or a 2545, and they call me back later and say, hey, it's not pumping, the safety valve's popping. Well, I tell them to, you know, take a look at the high pressure valve plate. Now it costs them a gasket, because those gaskets don't reuse in those. And then they tear the valve plate apart and they find something like this. Well, it's very important when you're doing your parts list to find all your problems before you order your parts. By the way, we sell all these parts. It's important to find all these parts. So details matter. That's part A. Let's go to part B of details matter. This is a low oil shutdown, and this was installed in an Ingersoll. They can be used in other machines, but this is very specifically an Ingersoll. And I want to show you the baffle, and when it gets installed, it will go in basically like that, and if the oil drops down, that opens the switch and shuts the machine down. When the oil's full, comes up, closes the switch, and
Kind of like that thing in a toilet tank.
very much like that, Belle. She's a treasure. So, why am I showing you this?
I don't know.
Well, this came in on a 2545 for a complete rebuild. And you go, what details with this? This is right. I don't even know if this switch is working because I didn't check it. I don't trust it. Here's why I don't trust it. This float can be installed either way. It's spring loaded and it can be installed either way on this shaft. Now we're going to turn this around, and the proper way to install this and adjust it correctly is to have that little arrow on that red label pointing straight up. Well, this was never touched, and when I pulled it out of the machine to clean up the gasket, and I went to put it back in, and I went to put it in, and I put it inside with the arrow pointing up, and that's the way it ended up. Somebody at the factory put that float on the wrong way. And it was 5 or 6 years, 8-10 hours a day running constant. And I have no idea if this switch being swung all the way around like that ended up functional. So we took it off And the customer said, look, we check our oil all the time. We're not going to replace it. Just plug it off. So we did. But somebody at the factory missed a detail. And it was never caught because the way it was installed, the switch was closed when it was installed. Details matter. Even in a factory, details matter. I tend to think that if this machine happened to run out of oil, which it didn't, that the compressor would have burned up, locked up, broke a rod, whatever, because this wasn't operable because the float was turned 180 degrees off. So, guys, I just want to talk to you about details matter. I want to talk to you about one other detail. Recently, I posted a health update about my knee, my surgery being delayed, and I got a comment on there. And I wanted to share with you. It didn't bother me. But the comment was, how's that God thing working out for you now? Well, I replied to him, you know, man has let me down. My doctor let me down. My doctor could have told me 3 months before the surgery he wanted me to lose weight. He didn't do it till a week before the surgery to spring that one on me. Anyway, man will let you down. God will never let you down. And a lot of people confuse that. Something goes wrong in their life and maybe they were hurt at a church. They weren't hurt by God. They were hurt by people at that church. Churches are full of imperfect people. Quite frankly, my church is full of imperfect people, and they let me in. That's how imperfect it is. But God is not imperfect. God is perfect, and He will never, ever, ever let you down. You know how I can prove that? The Bible says He is the same now as He was, and He will always be the same. He's always been perfect. He has never hurt me. He never will. So, for those people that go, geez, you're having it rough, bud. I'm not having it rough. God's so good to me. Short episode today. Details matter. Let's hear it from Riker.
Details matter.
It matters. So, when you're doing this kind of work, you're really going to watch your details. Our next episode, we're ready to shoot it right now. And we are going to simplify your teardown procedure. We had a comment the other day about, procedure manuals that are online for manufacturers. We're going to go through, we're not going to use the manufacturer procedure manual. We'll show you the quick and easy way to efficiently tear down an Ingersoll, whether it's a 2475, 2340, or 2545. Like and subscribe, that way you'll see the next episode. We thank you very much. We sell these, we sell those, we sell all the parts you see us working with here on this channel. God bless. Editorial by The Camera Wife.
So, the Bible doesn't say, God doesn't say you're never going to go through adversity. We're all going to go through some bad times and some rough times and some adversity. But what He did say is, I will never abandon you. I will be there with you through the fire, through the storm, through the water. You're not going to do it alone. But the Bible was full of stories of regular people that went through some really bad times. Job, Paul, they're everywhere in the Bible. David, yes.
Was running.
Moses. Everybody had adversity in their lives, but God was with them. Daniel, he went into the lion's den with Daniel. He didn't take Daniel out of the lion's den. He was there with him. And that's what we have in our God. And we are all imperfect people.
Have a great day.